Just want to say, hey guys, it's Klaus. A special shout-out intro for you today. A group of special players that, if you play on the North American server, you may have noticed, who have provided people who play Strongholds with entertainment, excitement, and sheer joy for quite some time now. The members of the JMSOC clan.
Shout out to you guys!
This group of players who always, in every Stronghold game, play in Cromwells. They wolf pack Cromwells like there's no tomorrow. And these guys, it was just a matter of time before I had to feature them and give them a complete, total shout out. If you have had the pleasure of playing these guys in Strongholds, you will know that they have simply one strategy, a devastating, balls to the wall, just a man's strategy where they go all in. They just wolf pack and focus fire and obliterate and rampage across all enemies they encounter. Here they come. And my team, I'm playing with the Goons clan, and these poor guys have moved up to actually try and fight these. These guys, game after game after game, will just obliterate and rampage through like a swarm. And look at them, focus firing like bosses, just charging. They're unstoppable. How they manage to keep this up is beyond me. Game after game after game, the discipline required must be phenomenal. And game after game after game that they play in their Cromwells, they must have, I don't know, 10 crew skills each. So they just, they're a wrecking machine. They just obliterate like a swarm of locusts, like killer bees or those ants that swarm over the jungle and charge, and nothing stops them, no fear. They simply roll over their enemies game after game after game. And shout out to you guys for providing endless amounts of entertainment. And, it's just unbelievable. Well, you guys lost that game, but, we lucked out and pulled out a victory on this one. If you guys ever have the pleasure of encountering those guys in Strongholds, leave them a message from Klaus. Shout out to you guys! Keep doing what you're doing. You guys are great. As far as say, hey guys, it's Klaus. Look at this. I'm in my artillery. It's basically the only artillery I own. Well, actually, I own two. I own that Russian Tier 7 one, which I never play because it's horrible. It's one of the... here's the story. Well, you saw my replay I just posted a little while ago of me playing this thing in the in Himmelsdorf. Ridiculous. Why do I own an artillery, and why am I showing you an artillery replay? Well, because I showed you the one, and a lot of you liked it and said, hey, show us more. So I'm showing you more. And two, why am I playing the artillery? Well, to get female crew members is the long story short. I'm on the 4th campaign of missions to get that last reward tank. And I completed the first 3 sets of missions, the first 3 campaigns, and always skipped the artillery. And I won the reward tanks, the Stug, the TD, the American one, and then the T-55A. I won those, but I never completed the artillery missions. And by not completing the artillery, you can just do 4 out of 5 and you get to advance. But by not completing the artillery missions, I did not get the female crew members that you win for completing mission 15 with honors. So that's 3 female crew members I've left on the table, so to speak. Look at that hit. That was close. Take 471 damage. So I decided to go back, and I do not want to grind artillery, to get good artillery. So I free XP'd to tier 9. I've only had to go really from 6 to 9, because from the Chaffee you can go down and get I think a tier 6 American artillery or something like that. Anyways, I free XP'd to this thing, which is known as one of the best. And I kid you not, guys, I've played... that was close. Take 452 damage. Okay, so I kid you not. I've played about 40 games in this thing. 35 of them or so with the stock gun, because I didn't use the free XP to fully upgrade it. And look at this. I do not have a little bit about the game. I don't have an angle on these guys, but I'm wondering why the other artillery is not shooting them. I'll concentrate on these guys. who like to sit here and get hit over and over and over and over again. Here, I'm almost reloaded. Let's just watch this shot. I'm almost reloaded. Remember that you got hit 33 seconds ago? Hey, guess what's going to happen in 33 more seconds? Well, more about that later. But anyways, I kid you not, I've played about 40 games in this thing. And in those 40 games, I've completed the first 2 sets of missions, which is 30 missions. Guys, I completed 30 missions, or the first campaign 1 to 15, the second campaign 1 to 15, and this is the mission 15 of the second campaign, which I think I have to do 1,500 damage. I have to have 1,500 assist damage by stunning people. I have to win the game, and I think something like that. You'll see in the post-game stats, but by getting a high-tier artillery, this was the easiest mission completions I have ever done. Mainly because now I guess I have a little bit more experience. I'm not a complete muppet, and I've got a tier 9, and it just game after game after game was mission complete, mission complete, mission complete. The only one that took a little time was this one, mission 15 of the second campaign, because I would do the damage or win the game but not get enough damage assist through stunning. So I've learned that you have to, once you have to do some stun assist, it's better to shoot targets that are engaging your teammates and stun them, because then your teammates will shoot them and you'll get the stun assist, rather than shooting targets that are off sitting by themselves, because then your teammates will not shoot them. Let's shoot this guy in the face. Hey, you remember what happened 33 seconds ago? Guess what's going to happen in another 33 seconds when I reload? And I'm having trouble aiming this stupid thing. But so, if you've never played artillery, and you want a couple of female crew members, and you can branch off, I think, the Soviet, the American, maybe the British line as well. I'm not sure about the British line, but you can branch off and get a tier 6 without having to grind. And with a little free XP, you can at least get the shoot this guy in the face. You could probably get a tier 7 or 8 easily. And for instance, this American one, this tier 9 that I'm playing, I can get the tier 8 that has a very similar gun, just doesn't shoot quite as fast. And it is absolutely, utterly just simple to get all the missions done. I'm going to keep playing it and do the third set of missions, because why not? I read what you have to do in the, like, stun 5 people. Do 80 seconds of stun damage. Well, if I shoot one guy like this, let's watch. So he's going to be stunned for 20 seconds, or 18 or whatever. If you shoot a cluster of 3 people, that's 3 people stunned for 18 seconds. Like, you can pull off these missions with a couple of shots. It's ridiculous. It's the easiest thing to pull off your missions. So why not? I would be stupid to just. And why do I need the female crew members? Well, I wanted to get a female crew member, because all of the ones I've won so far are allocated. I wanted a female crew member to put, make her an Italian lady, and put her in my first Italian tank that I'm going to have a really good crew member for. Eventually, I'm going for the Italian line, to get a. You know what I'm saying? I want a female crew member for Italy. And now I do not have a shot on these guys, you see. And I'm clueless and I'm not moving. But I have lots of other shots. I'm wondering why my other artillery buddy that's down in the south there, he would have an angle. But he's not shooting those guys. So he must be shooting someone else. But this is a pretty close game. Critical hit! And I'm going to play more games. And if you guys want, I've actually figured out, I think, because I'm not great. I'm not a Unicom artillery player, but my stats suck. Even though I've had great game after great game, damage-wise, my WN8 and the stats, I've looked them up on this thing, and they're shit. So you have to do really well to have good stats in artillery. You can suck and still do quote-unquote well. See, I told my team I was pre-aiming there. They spotted them. And so I've learned some tricks about where to go, where to move, how to let your teammates know what you're doing, and which cluster of tanks to shoot. Um, let's take a shot here. See, now I readjusted a little bit just by moving. Now I have a shot here, but of course they're not spotted anymore. Oh, that's my teammate is in the water. Is he trying to drown himself? My other artillery, he's in the water, which is strange. So this is a close game, 8-7. Let's just watch it. Let's just enjoy this game. And then I promise I will do another video on artillery and explain the things I've learned. And you would be quite surprised that by playing artillery, I think I've improved. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, he's going to die. Or I would have had him. By playing artillery, I think I've improved my knowledge of how to play heavy tanks in particular and medium tanks. How is that possible? Well, just, oh, look at this guy. Now watch this, watch this. You get to see what other players are doing too. Let me stun this TD for you so my light tank can just take him out and I'll get the assist. He's stunned, just go behind him. No, okay, just sit in front of them. You get to see stuff like this, right? You get to see what other people do. Like, I stunned the guy, tracked him, and there's a tier 10 light tank, but he didn't go behind and kill him and give me all the damage assist. He left. Because why wouldn't he? So you get to see what your teammates are doing when you play artillery, which sometimes is just so bizarre. And more importantly, you get to see where the enemies go, the typical spots that you always go, like in the rocks here. And I pounded that Conqueror and those heavy tanks that were in these rocks because look where I am. I placed myself so that I have a direct shot at this area here, which is where all the heavy tanks go all the time. You know, that was I just stunned him. I didn't do damage. I missed. But this line, and you just have to look at the line. See the yellow line on the map, and then you know where you can hit, and you position yourself in a. I'm not really making sense here, but just by seeing how easy it is to get shots in certain areas, makes you understand that when you go back to play your heavy tanks, where you should not sit. And what I've done now when I play my heavy tanks is, let me take a shot on him. Oh, and I missed again. That was close. I missed again. He's stunned. You can shoot him now. He's probably helpless. But the other thing you notice is when you stun people, a lot of times your teammates don't capitalize on that. He's stunned, which means it's really hard for him to do anything, but no one shoots him anyway. But my point was, when I've gone back to play medium or heavy tanks now, I make more of an effort to note if an artillery shell arrives, to immediately figure out, watch this. Shot on the move. That was close. So what was I saying? Yeah, to take immediate note of where the artillery shell came from, so that I know where the enemy artillery is placed, and immediately reposition so that I have shelter from that direction. And in the past, sometimes artillery shells land and you're busy doing what you're doing and you kind of disregard them, or they're not really aiming at you, they've hit a teammate and you don't take note. And so you don't react. And 33 seconds later, or 24 seconds, or whatever the reload time is, boom, you're stunned again. Whoa. Well, how many of you make a very conscious effort of knowing where they are and repositioning after every shot and not just blundering forward, or realizing that the enemy artillery is supporting this particular side from this particular angle. Therefore, our push from this side is a waste of time because we're going to just get, stunned out of the game. And I used to take note occasionally, and I think I'm a pretty good player, but not all the time and not consciously. And now, just by seeing how easy it is to get some shots in certain areas, like if this guy was up against the rock, there'd be no way to hit him, but he's not. So, gotcha. And it's made me a better heavy tank player. Victory. Now, why did I play artillery? Let's look at this. Okay, so this is a cool medal. I did 8 times more damage than the HP of my vehicle, which is, that's not so bad. And I had to finish, oh, that's right. I had to finish in the top 3 in XP, which I did. I had to get over 1,500 stun assist, which I did. And what do I get here? This is mission 15, second campaign. Look, with honors. right? That's the conditions. And I get a recruit. I get a female crew member just for doing that. So that's why I played artillery, to go back and win some females. And I'll show you more if you guys are interested. Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think. But if I do another video on artillery, it's not going to be just to show the game. I'm going to do a little bit of this is what I think you, how you should play, some of the things you should know about if you like to play artillery, and also, more importantly, what you should look for if you hate artillery or are playing heavy and medium tanks, how you should counter them and how you should not let them ruin your game. Because I think it's made me a better player. By playing the artillery, I've learned how to avoid getting trolled by artillery more. Let me know if you want me to do a video on that. Hey, I got another female crew member. 2 of them, actually. So what's wrong with that? And they're going in my Italian tanks. An Italian female crew member. Woohoo.